Hello. We are going to do a reading about what others find comforting about you. We're going to do it a little different. I've already pulled the cards. I'm not really able to shuffle right now, but we've got pile 1, 2, and 3. Pick a sunflower, and then I'm going to do a collective at the end. All right, pile 1. What do others find comforting about you? You chose this sunflower keychain. Set it right there. What do others find comforting about you? I haven't looked at these cards yet, so we're going to see them together. I feel like you bring a sense of comfort after people have been through difficult situations and are either at the tail end of it or they're wondering how to move forward. I feel like you guys are the ones that help them to find their balance, find what boundaries they need, what will actually work for them, how to set them. I feel like you guys help them let go of things. And I see that you're nurturing, but you also encourage them to move forward and to take care of themselves at the same time. I feel like you guys are kind of my teachers in a way, but you do let people come to their own conclusions and do their own work and all of that sort of thing, which is comforting too, because you help them prove to themselves that they can indeed do things and move forward. I feel like you're, regardless of how you present or what you identify with, I feel like you're maternal, kind of, or paternal, take it however. But I feel like you guys are really just guiding people and helping them to stay calm and showing them the way. You guys are guides. And that's how you comfort people. People feel comfortable around you even when they've gone through some really difficult things and they feel safe with you. All right, my pile 2. What about you brings comfort to others? You chose this diamond painting sunflower. I have not looked at these cards yet, so we have comfort. I feel like you guys are the person that stands beside someone and helps them see the bigger picture and shows them how they truly are limitless, but in a way that's authentic to them. I feel like you help them stay practical, you help them stay grounded, and I feel like they really look up to you and that you are a role model. Just by being you, you don't necessarily have to do anything for this to happen, but you do have good integrity and you help people heal. It's comforting. That's what's comforting about you, is that you let people be who they are and you also help them to expand as who they are. You help them find ways to be more self-sufficient, more independent. And with the chest, this is just more like the heart, like leading with what you really want and what you really feel. With the stay true to yourself, and it's all just, you guys really just encourage others to be the person that they are. And that is so comforting in a society, regardless of where you're at. I feel like society really at times tries to make us be a certain type of way. whether that's what is best for us personally or not. And I feel like you guys really help other people to break out of that and become more of their own selves, if that makes sense. You help people get out of the box that they've put themselves in, or that other people have tried to put them in, and you help them to really see that that box doesn't need to be where they should be at. And that's comforting to know that you're accepted by someone else for the person that you really are. And I feel like you guys should really understand the depth that is. I don't feel like I can convey it in all the ways that I need to, because so many people fight with themselves every day about everything, about should I do this? Should I do that? What are they going to say? What are they going to think? What do people want from me? How do I make people expect? And you really help others to set that aside and work on themselves. And what do they need? What do they want to be? What do they want to do? What do they need? And it is so refreshing and so comforting to have that, even if it is just one person. And you don't necessarily have to even be doing this like intentionally, or you don't have to be like a life coach. You just have to accept someone. And sometimes people will go their entire lives without being accepted, or without even learning who they are, because there are not enough people like you. You guys are lifesavers. I mean, I don't mean to be like, no pressure, but there are actual people whose lives could be saved just by being accepted. And this is what you do for others and what you do for yourself. And I feel like maybe you've gone through a situation or a period of your own life where you've had to fight for your own acceptance, and then you help others find theirs. And that is monumental. All right, pile 3. You guys chose this change purse. It is huge. It's not necessarily functional, I don't feel like, but it's fabulous. And I'm sure you guys are too. I have not looked at these cards yet. I will try to link the decks that I've used in the description. I feel like right off the bat that you guys help others find second chances within themselves. And I feel like you help others recognize that even if they are going through a dark period, that is not where it ends. You guys remind people that a bad day doesn't mean a bad life. A bad chapter doesn't mean a bad book. But I also feel like you guys really encourage people to rest when they need to rest, and to work through the fears that they have and through the issues that they have, and to get back up after they've done that. Even if it takes time, even if it takes multiple trips to do so. You're helping the entire collective just by encouraging others to keep going. A lot of people are afraid of the future and what's going to happen, and what if, and I'm not saying that's not a valid thing, because we all think about that, but you guys really feel the urge, I feel like, to help people recognize that right now is what they should work on, and right now is what they should feel, and they should do what they can for this particular moment. I feel like you show a lot of compassion to other people, and maybe this is something that you've had to go through yourself, or maybe it's something that you're currently working on, and showing people, leading by example, how to go through things with grace and how to accept things for what they are, and then how to figure out the best way to maneuver through those situations. I'm not saying that you are necessarily a life coach or anything like that, but I feel like you lead by example, and you also help people who come to you for guidance. Because either they know that you've gone through things like this, or maybe you're just really wise and people ask for your advice anyway. But I really do feel like you bring comfort to people just by helping them realize, separating like the fear from the fact. Like, anxiety yells, intuition whispers. What is the voice in your head and what is your intuition? That type of thing. I feel like that's something that you've really gone through yourself and something that you might still be going through yourself. And every one of us is going through something at any given moment. And nobody is a finished product. Nobody is 100% healed and perfect and whatever. And I'm not trying to say that you are, that you need to be. But I feel like people really find it comforting to be around others that they can relate to. Regardless of whether you've gone through the same situation as these people have, you can still find ways to relate to them. Even if you're watching from afar, even if it's something that you've seen others go through, you can still find a way to help them move towards that themselves. I feel like you guys are really intuitive. I feel like you have a lot of insight, and you really help people to let go of what they think should be and accept what is. And that's really comforting to others, because sometimes people just cannot see the forest for the trees, and we all need someone who will help us do that. And I feel like that could be you for some people. And I'm not saying that you, like I said, you don't have to be a life coach or do anything, dramatic or drastic or whatever. Sometimes all we have to do is be, and we can inspire others. And I feel like that's really what you do, whether you mean to or not. I feel like that's really comforting to others to see that they can be recognized themselves as not being perfect, but still being worthy and capable and finding their own self-sufficiency and working through the issues that they have. It is time for the collective reading. This is a Gaia. It was a necklace. It came from Etsy years and years ago, before I ever had my daughter, and she's almost 10, so if that means anything. We're going to look at these cards together, though, because I have not seen them yet. I feel like the collective really just needs some words of encouragement from what I'm seeing here. I think that we all need to stop and recognize that we do make mistakes, that we do need to regroup at times. We need to recognize what we already have, what we're doing, where we're going, and trust that things are going to come when they need to come. And even if you don't feel like you're where you need to be, one, you are, and two, you're doing better than you think that you are. You genuinely are. We are our own worst critics the majority of the time. But you are strong and you are powerful, and you have the ability to go through so much and still maintain your sense of dignity. And I feel like it would help you to remember that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a finished product. That's not feasible for us humans. It's not. But I think that you need to keep in mind what it is that you really desire and what it is that you need to work on, and let the universe handle the rest. You don't need to know what second something is happening. You don't need to know how it's going to happen. You just need to just be. And you are powerful. You are unique. You can lead. Trust and visualize that things are going to happen for you, and they're coming in. And you can make mistakes. And mistakes are not a failure. That doesn't mean that you've failed at something and you're never ever going to be able to move forward. Mistakes happen to every one of us. Like, I jack stuff up all the time. Like, you don't even know. I mess up stuff constantly. And that's just part of who I am. And for all of this work that you are putting in, even if you haven't seen the benefits yet, or you haven't seen the rewards, they are coming, and they might not come in the way that you expect them to. Don't be so attached to the outcome that you're forgetting what it is that you truly need, or that you're not learning what it is that you need to learn, because that could delay you too. If you're so worried about the end goal that you can't even make it to the end, or if you're so worried about the end goal and how you think it's going to be, you could set yourself up for disappointment even whenever something completely different and even better was meant for you. And that's not me trying to chastise you in any way. It's not, because we've all been through that. We've all done that. We all do that at times. But I feel like the collective in general is going through a lot of difficult lessons right now in our own lives. Everybody's is going to be different. It's, these are general readings. They're going to be generalized. But I think that we could all just settle down, take a breather, and remember who the F we are. Remember who you are, how you got here, and how much of a baddie you really are. Because you are. You're already amazing. You're already powerful. You're already the best. And you're going to get better, and this is going to get easier for you. But don't feel like you're at a level 1 just because you're not there yet. Because that's not the case. You guys are so much more than you see yourselves as. And I really feel like the universe is trying to show you just a little bit of how highly they see you. And how highly others think of you. Because it's easy to focus on the negative. Absolutely. It really is. And it's easy to take things personally that other people say about us or do or whatever. But we all need to try to remember that there's more than that. There's more than the negative. Even if you can only think of one little good thing, one thing, that's one more thing than you thought of before. And I'm not saying to be super positive and don't ever think about it. That's not it. I'm not about toxic positivity by any means. But I am saying to just remember to find gratitude where you can. And remember that where you're at is probably somewhere that you wanted to be 3 steps ago, 6 months ago, 1 year ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it is. Recognize where you're at and where you're going.